The Sicon DMS module is a simple add-in into Sage 200. In the system settings for this module, we can select the options available to each user. The system is designed to handle scanning directly into Sage 200 against individual transactions and ledger documents. Each user can be set to pick up files or scan from a local scanner. From within the purchase ledger, we'll add an invoice. So we're going to add this to Ernie Swinton. We're going to simply enter our invoice details, check our nominal, VAT, and click Add a Document. It'll take us to our default folder location. In here I can find Ernie Swinton's invoice. We'd recommend for any busy purchase ledger department to have a Fujitsu 7160 scanner. These are very fast, 40 page per minute, small desktop scanners. In this case I'm going to attach this PDF document and save my invoice away. From the account, I'm going to open up the transaction inquiry, and we can see our invoice number 12345 listed, and it's marked with a query flag of view because it requires authorization. It's showing us there's one document attached. If I click show documents, it opens up the PDF for me with the details of the invoice. While we're looking at this invoice, we can add additional documents such as delivery notes, any supporting documents to this particular invoice. We're now going to log into our Sicon WAP system. Initially I'm going to log in as the admin user so that we can take a look at the invoices that have been pulled through. At the top of the list we can see the invoice through from Ernie Swinton for £300 with our invoice number, and it's currently waiting for Sarah. If we hover over our information dot, it'll tell us all the details just in case there's more than one nominal line which could be waiting for different approvers. I'll log out of WAP and we'll log back in as Sarah, and it tells me I have invoices waiting to approve. These notifications will also be wrapped up on an email and sent out to the user, reminding them they've got invoices to approve. If I select to approve the invoices, I can see at the bottom here the Ernie Swinton invoice waiting for approval. When I open this up, the screen will show me the PDF document, so I can see the actual physical image that's come through from the DMS document stored within Sage 200. I can review the nominal code. If this was related to a project or a job, it would show me the information listed here. In this particular case, this invoice isn't correct. It should have been for £280. So I'm going to place this invoice on hold. I'm going to put a note in here saying waiting credit of £20. I'm going to place the invoice on hold, and we can see that held invoice here. So we'll now make a call to Ernie Swinton and ask him to send a credit note. So we'll go back into Sage. They've been very quick and sent us through a credit note. Again, we can check all the normal details for the purchase invoice entry. This is flagged for requires authorization. I'm going to add a document here as well, and I'm going to pick up my credit note. So again, we'll go back and look at our transaction inquiry. Our credit note 54321 is listed here. Again, it also requires authorization, and I can see my credit note details. If we return back into the WAP system and go into approve our invoices, at the bottom of the screen we now have our credit note that's come through for Ernie Swinton for £20. If we open this up, we can see the credit note image. We can check the nominal coding. We have one extra tab listed in here, which is our invoices on hold. We can see this invoice is waiting for a credit note of £20, and we know this credit note that we're looking at was for £20. So we can select this invoice, and we can choose to approve both the invoice and the credit note. Those now disappear from the approval list. They may go into WAP for further approvals if need be, but in this case the approval route was purely for Sarah to approve. She has sufficient values. Back in Sage, if I open up my transaction inquiry, both the invoice 12345 and the credit note for 54321 have both been approved and are now available to be paid.